Uh, okay, let's get started. So hi everyone, and thanks for joining us today. We are really excited to have you all here. My name is Misla from HRCloud, and I'm joined today by Neha, Divyanshi, and Ashwani, who will take you through Task Tracker in more detail very shortly. So I know that we have a mix of attendees today. Some of you are already using HR Cloud and may even know me from a demo session, but some of you are just getting to know us. So we'll make sure to keep this relevant for everybody. So let's take a quick look at the agenda. So first we'll start with why task management plays such a critical role in daily operations. Then we'll touch on some common challenges teams are facing today. From there, we'll introduce Task Tracker, walk through the features with a live demo, and at the end, we'll have some time for a Q&A as well. Before we get going, I will just give you a little bit of context on how this came together. At HRCloud, we built a platform that is there to support the full employee life cycle, everything from recruiting, onboarding, performance, etc. But there's one area we saw consistently, both from our clients and also from the broader market, that there is a missing piece in our feature list, and that challenge is managing day-to-day operational tasks. That work often lives in emails, spreadsheets, etc., and it can make it harder to stay organized and keep teams aligned. And that's where my colleague from Task Tracker come in. Their tool is designed to bring structure and visibility to daily operations, helping teams assign, track, and complete tasks more efficiently. And also, for those of you who are already using HR Cloud, this becomes even more powerful through integration. Your users, teams, and workflows will all stay connected, making user management and collaboration much simpler. Now, with that, I'll hand it over to you, Neha, and you can show this in action.
Hi, everyone, and thank you so much, Ms. Love, for giving us this opportunity to present Task Management. I'm Neha Chandra, and I'm a business expert to help you increase your profits without increasing the cost. And as Ms. Love mentioned, that some of you might already be using HR Cloud. So this becomes a very, very useful tool for better decision making and for smarter execution as well. Now, teams are working hard, but execution is still broken a lot of times. And it's not because the people don't want to perform, but because there is no system to support them. And if you took a week's vacation next month, let me ask you this simple question, that if you took a week's vacation next month, would your teams operate at the same level without you? Or will everything run smoothly? Or things will start slipping or breaking down? And now, because for most of the businesses, management work is happening, but it is still scattered. And that is why we need a task management tool. And what matters is that it is not just a tool, it actually helps you to build a good system, which not only helps you to improve the productivity of your team members, but it also helps you to improve the profitability of the company. Because when you fix execution, every task has a clear owner, the deadlines are very clearly visible, every update is in real time, and every follow-up is automatic. So there is no confusion, there is no chasing, and there is no missed work. This is the shift which we want to bring in execution. From effort, it becomes smoother operations. So moving on, let's be honest, the work is happening today, but where is this work happening? It's mostly happening in emails, on calls, on WhatsApp messages, and random follow-ups. And what do you think is the result of all of that? Some of the time, task gets lost. Most of the time, deadlines are missed. And then I think managers, more 80% of the time, is going and chasing people rather than doing important work. And nobody has full visibility. So even when your team is busy, work is not moving as fast as it should. And this is not just in one, it's not just one industry's problem. We are seeing this pattern everywhere. In IT teams, projects are planned well, but execution slips, sprint deadlines get missed. We've seen that in construction, that work is happening on site, but updates don't reach on time, so decisions get delayed. And wherever there is dependability, those processes gets delayed. We see that in healthcare also. Teams are working non-stop, but coordination gaps create confusion. And in manufacturing or in service industry, the production is running, but there is no clear accountability on who owns what. So even though there are different industries, there are different operations, but the core issue is the same. There is no structured system to manage execution. And when execution is not structured, not only does the growth becomes unpredictable, the business starts losing money in form of wasted hours spent on delays and errors. And this is exactly where it starts impacting your business, because what looks like a small gap actually turns into a huge loss over time. So more than 45 to 50% of your team's time goes in just follow up. And imagine that 50% of time of your senior managers who are supposed to actually do productive work are spending their time in coordination and and checking whether that work is done or not. And then nearly 40% of the tasks get delayed because there is no clear execution pattern, simply because ownership is not clear. And just think about that for a second, that almost half your time gone, not in doing meaningful work, but in asking, reminding, checking, follow up. And that's a hidden cost to your business. It's not visible on your balance sheets, but it's slowing your growth every single day. That's why we built a task management tool to bring structure to everyday execution. So, because what we saw across team was simple, what was happening and work was happening, but everything was written in different silos, and it was scattered. So, Task Tracker brought everything together in one place. You were assigning the task with complete clarity. You were tracking the progress in real time. You were able to manage your teams without constant follow ups, without regular reminders. And you always knew what's happening. So it's simple, it's powerful, and it's built for real work. So this is where execution becomes predictable. And the most important aspect, that it was easy to implement, so that your uh, departments using different applications could now be on the same platform to talk to each other. To wherever there was dependability between marketing and sales, there was, or tech, or deploying teams. So it became easier for them to communicate amongst themselves. So now let me quickly show you what makes this so powerful. Why am I saying that it's a powerful for your day-to-day work? Is because if you have to break down bigger tasks into smaller, clear, actionable items, so nothing feels very overwhelming and everything is achievable. So, like even if you have to run a marketing campaign, you can break it down into smaller tasks with a clear deadline, and then your marketing team, uh, different people who are related to it, can actually be executed not only faster, but will also be able to generate quality work. You can convert emails directly into tasks, so important work never gets lost in your inbox. And you can get automatic reminders and alerts, so follow-ups don't depend on your memory. The system reminds you and it notifies you what needs to be done today on priority, and also what has been due and needs your attention immediately. Then, of course, you can track time, performance, and output. So you finally know where your team's effort is going in the form of timesheet. And on top of that, we have AI which is the need of the hour, that would help you with smarter insight. So it's not just AI tool with capabilities, but it is actually using your data. So you're not managing work, but you're actually improving it, keeping um, the best business practices in mind. So your entire team can access and update everything from their phone. That is also something which is very, very important, because you want to work on the go. You don't want to be all the time on your desk. And that also makes it easier for your remote teams, your field teams, to actually use the application while they're on the road, while they're at the site, and or even while they're in the car. So no matter where they are, work keeps moving. So the feature is simple to use across departments and is built to scale with your business. And now, yes, it is another tool, but why I am suggesting this tool is because our clients across different industries have seen a clear, visible difference in how their teams operate. And the most interesting part is that within two first 1 to 2 months, they start seeing the shift in the daily execution in and how relaxed the teams were and how relaxed the managers became. And so from IT and construction to healthcare and manufacturing, our clients were not only able to manage their teams better, but also identify the broken links in their execution process. So along with that, they started noticing something very interesting. The same resource were now able to deliver more. And not only were they delivering more, but they were also delivering higher quality of work, um, which was not happening earlier. And that's simple. The logic is very, very simple, because execution was becoming 2x faster. They had always freed up 40 to 50% of their time. So they had more time in hand to actually give you quality work. And then they finally got complete visibility across their team. So they knew who's doing what, who's responsible when, and they were able to make the decisions, in time, so that there was no delay. So they was no longer reacting to a problem. They were actually proactively managing their business, and that's when the real growth started to happen. So let me quickly walk you through how your team can execute with clarity and control. Let me quick you a quick demo of the product. Let me- So this is how our task tracker dashboard is, wherein it's very simple that once your team members are there, you can start assigning your work in silos. And those silos are called buckets over here. So basically, it's like a category, so that your employees, your team members know that the reference point, that what is this task related to. And then you just start assigning work. It is as simple as that. You select your bucket, you select your team members, you assign them a date. If you want, you can assign them a due time. You can even tag somebody who's not directly related to the task but needs to know the importance of the task, whether the task has been assigned, whether it is closed. So sometimes the managers are indirectly involved in certain tasks so that they know what is happening. And then, yes, you can automate a lot of workflows by assigning recurring work, something which is happening daily or something which is happening weekly, like you need your sales report from your sales team on a weekly basis, or an inventory check. So you can assign that task weekly, that every um, Friday I need this sales and inventory report. And that's how easy it is to use Task Tracker. Once you hit save, the people whom you've assigned gets a notification that a new task has been assigned to them. All your tasks are showing um, under the heads of the employee's name. You can even see your own tasks. This is how my tasks are looking, and they are all color coordinated so that you know exactly how many tasks are open, How many are late? That means I have crossed the due date. How many have been closed in time? Now there's also yellow, which means that it was closed, but it was late. Now, moving forward, any task which you're seeing, you can just merely click on it and you're able to update those tasks, see who had assigned it, and even manage it uh, within the task. Uh, we also have task history, that how many times a task has changed hands. That becomes very, very crucial, especially when uh, there are multiple team members and the same task is moving between team members. Let's say, let me give you an example of a marketing team. The campaign has to be run. The creatives are being made by employee John, and then the creatives are being posted by the social media expert Philip, and then the reports are being generated by the manager. Now, in this entire scenario, the same task can be assigned and reassigned to different people, so you can change, and all that gets locked in the history, so you know that how many times the task has moved, or rather what has been the journey of the task. Along with individual task, you can also create workflows. So basically you can create subtasks within a main workflow and assign it to different people, so that wherever there is dependency, wherever there is a sequence that needs to be completed, so you can allot work in that sequence, and the system will automatically keep assigning the work to the respective employees along with the priority of the work, and eventually send them a reminder and notification that this work needs to be completed. This work very well in, again, manufacturing companies, in construction companies, where there is sometimes a scheme of procurement, that there is one procurement after the other, so the A has to be ordered. Once the order for A is placed and it has been received, then B has to be ordered. So brick, mortar, accessories, etc., etc. If I have to just give you a simpler example. Now, the same task then moves into the timesheet format. So what happens is that the tasks are already there, right? And whenever you're closing a task, um, you can actually, just assign how many hours you have spent on those tasks. And this is how your timesheet report gets prepared. And then eventually you can just select which member you want to submit this timesheet to. He can be your manager, it can be your team lead, or it can also be your colleague. You can just select it from here and then submit your timesheet on day-to-day basis if that's the requirement, or even once your work on that project is completed. And as I was explaining that it's the same task which is moving. So for example, I had that assembly line assignment task, right? And this is already closed for me, but I can also reopen this task. Once this task is reopened, let's say I have changed and I've assigned it to Prabal because the quality of work was not appropriate. I've updated that task. And now when I close the task, I can just say that, okay, I took um, around 3 hours to complete this task and close it. You also get an option of attaching a file. So a lot of times when you need a proof of work, that whether this work was completed properly or not, whether, let's say, it was a bill which had to be paid and you need proof that the bill was actually paid, you can just attach over file over here and it stays in your record that the bill was paid in time. So this is how the entire task journey can be created, from assignment of work, then moving on to update and transferring the work to somebody else if it is needed. You can reopen a closed task if it is not done properly. You can create workflows by, you know, dividing a bigger project into smaller tasks and also duplicate those workflows if they are repetitive in nature. Moving on, the same task get transferred in terms of how many hours, how much minutes you took to complete a task, and that gets reported in your timesheet. And here in the calendar view, you're able to see all the tasks day by day so that you know that there is no overload of tasks or whether the work is equally distributed amongst your employees or not. This you can filter both by the name of the employee or by the bucket. So yeah, pretty much this is how simple task tracker is, and even easier when it is used on mobile phone, because over there everything becomes just a clickable version. What is also cool in the application is that it captures the location. So with the help of um, uh, geolocation, you're actually able to track where the task was closed from. So if you have, again, remote teams who are in the field and you want to ensure that they were at the right location completing the work, um, then that becomes very, very helpful. I hope this was able to explain how the tool works and give you a brief overview.
Okay, great, Nika. Thank you. That was wonderful, and you've given us all a lot of food for thought, I'm sure. Uh, Now we're gonna go through the Q&A, right? We
Yes.
have some time for that.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So I'll open up the chat and see if we have any questions. Okay, just a moment.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. We have one question. So how is Task Tracker different from tools like Excel or WhatsApp? So that one's for you, Nika.
Yeah. So, in all, WhatsApp is not a business oriented tool. WhatsApp is a communication tool which was actually designed for, casual conversation. But people have taken and started using that for business purpose. So our tool becomes very, very different. I have seen people that, they assign something on WhatsApp. After 5 days, they don't get a reminder from WhatsApp that this work is due, and nor are they able to even find most of the times that who the work was assigned. So they're literally struggling with, who was the work assigned. And imagine if you have more than 100 employees or more than even 50 employees in your company, this becomes very, very challenging. So management becomes very, very difficult, and therefore the tool is very different from WhatsApp. WhatsApp is a communication tool. This is a proper execution tool. And as far as XLR is also concerned, yes, Excel has been great. It's been there for so long. But um, when you're delegating work, you want something which is easier to implement. Now, people are not struggling to figure out which is their task, or they're not able to see, like they're not seeing a list of other people's work also. In Task Tracker, you're actually able to see what is delegated to you, and only if you need to move on to somebody else, you're seeing that. Everything is in a very controlled environment. So just because the formula changed, your data is not getting changed. The If there is anything which is getting deleted, there is a record over there, so you know that the task has been deleted or reopened because of a certain reason. So those sort of challenges which happens in execution becomes easier in Task Tracker, and the mobile app actually helps in using the tool for better execution.
Okay, great. I've tried using WhatsApp for Business myself, and I can confirm what Nika said. Okay, let's see if we have some more questions. So, does HRCloud have overlapping task features with Task Tracker? So I'll take this one. And it's a very quick question. So no, it doesn't. So because Task Tracker is focused on the day-to-day operations tasks, which is not something HRCloud does. So it's actually a great fit for you.
Oh,
Great.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's something else. Okay, does it send automatic reminders for follow-ups and deadlines? So I'm thinking this is also really
Yeah.
asking, does Task Tracker send automatic reminders? So this is for you, Nika.
Yes. So yes, Task Tracker does send automatic reminders, and you get both in-app notifications. So while you're using the application, there would be a notification that this is due. This comment has been added, or this new task has been added. Along with that, we are also giving you WhatsApp reminders and notifications. So sometimes, and in fact, a lot of times, it happens that you don't log in into the tool. Then what? Then the work should not get missed, and that's why you get a WhatsApp notification. So the minute you get to know that, oh, I have a WhatsApp saying I've been assigned a new task, you can quickly toggle to Task Tracker and check what work had been assigned to you. So no task get missed, and you also get reminder of your tasks which are pending today and which needs to be completed, especially if it has a time to it.
Okay. So basically we can do everything from our phones. No need to even go on a PC ever.
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
idea.
cool. Okay, then let's say I think we have time for some more, for a couple at least. Okay, what kind of support does Task Tracker provide after purchase?
Okay, Ms. Love, can I take that question?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Task Tracker provides end-to-end support from onboarding to if you have any problems in implementing the tool in your organization. So, when I mean onboarding, it helps you to create the system which is needed for your individual departments, along with ensuring that all your employees have understood the tool and are able to use all the functionalities of the tool. Along with that, even after support, a lot of time new employees come in, there are and they're facing problems. What we've seen, the maximum number of times, the problem which comes in is that the employee has left in and then he had some 30 tasks which were pending, and then the new employee comes in, then how the transition should happen, and we help in those scenarios also. Although the tool is pretty much self-explanatory, so very little support is needed. But yes, we are still here to help you to ensure that the tool is running smoothly across your organization.
Okay, excellent. And I think we'll have time for one more question. Let's see. So do you provide training for my team? I think this is also for you, Nika.
Yes, we do. We would provide all sort of trainings, from including how to use the application to versus how to manage and even set rules on the tool itself.
Okay, excellent. All right, I think we are near the end of today's time. So everybody, before we let you go, just one last thing. Nika, can you tell people where can they find you guys?
So yeah, you can find us on trackersuite.ai, but more importantly, we are part of HR Cloud as well. So if you're already a user of HR Cloud, please go in and Miss Love, I'm sure you would be able to see our icon in the HR Cloud section from where you would be able to use the application.
Correct, absolutely. You can go on our website, www.hrcloud.com, or just send us an email at sales@hrcloud to reach us. And I'll put you in contact with Niha.
Yeah.
All right. Again, thank you everyone for joining. Real excited to be able to introduce you to this partnership.
Yeah, and
And the last words.
I'm sure a lot of what we discussed today felt very relatable to our people who have joined us, and the constant follow-ups, lack of visibility, daily execution challenges, all those are real-time problems for real businesses. So
Yep,
I hope you'll be
we'll be
able.
hearing that a lot.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you again, everyone, and we hope to see you soon.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Neha. Thank you, team. Bye.
Bye.